next expert is Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Tony knows what to do.
Dr. Anthony S. Fauci.
Tony and I.
We turn now to Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fauci.
And now, a message from Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Will the real Dr. Fauci please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Will the real Dr. Fauci please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Will the real Dr. Fauci please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Will the real Dr. Fauci please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up.
Well, hello there. It's me, Dr. Fauci, the #1 and lead epidemiologist in all of the United States of America. And really, if you think about it, the world. Now, I have come up with a song that makes it very easy for everyone to follow my ever-changing advice. This way you know exactly what to do with the masks and when to do it. So if everyone will please get your children together, gather around the television, or
play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone.
Or wherever you and the family like to gather, and everyone get ready for the brand new song, which will help you understand what to do. It goes a little something like this. Hit it. You put the masks on, you take the masks off, you put 2 masks on, and switch your advice around. You do the Dr. Fauci and you keep business locked down, because you are a clown.
Wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And often, there are unintended consequences. People keep fiddling with the mask and they keep touching their face.
And can you get some schmutz sort of staying inside there?
Of course.
I wanted to bring you some pretty stunning comments from Dr. Anthony Fauci, who basically just admitted why and how the government lied to us.
What about a month or so, or 2 or 3 ago, when people were saying, you don't really need to wear a mask? Well, the reason for that is that we were concerned, the public health community, and many people were saying this, were concerned that it was at a time when personal protective equipment, including the N95 masks and the surgical masks, were in very short supply.
It is just hard.
A lot on live television.
Your credibility is lost.
Did you like that song? Everyone sing along. You put the masks on, you take the masks off, you put 3 masks on, and switch your advice around. You do the Dr. Fauci and keep the business locked down because you're a fucking clown.
Vaccinate your mom, vaccinate your dad, vaccinate the happy, vaccinate the sad, vaccinate your babies, vaccinate them, even if they got rabies, vaccinate my life, vaccinate my wife, vaccinate your DNA, vaccine created by the CIA, vaccinate your body, vaccinate me at the party, vaccination freak. Vaccination freak a leak. I want the vaccine in my life. I want the vaccine for my wife. I want to vaccinate you all day long. Vaccinate you while I wear my thong. Vaccinate me. Vaccinate who? Vaccinate she. Vaccinate her. Vaccinate them. Vaccinate my friend. I want to vaccinate to the end. Vaccinate me, pure L. I love you. What can I say? DNA, I love you. I got the pure L, feeling pure, so clean. Got the Lysol, cause I'm calling Paul. Do you gotta clean the mic? You gotta vaccinate. You gonna get corona from Mona. Don't vaccinate. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. You gotta vaccinate in the Lone Star State. Vaccination is so great. Vaccinate me all day long. Vaccinate your dad and mom. Vaccinate my body. Vaccinate me at the party. A vaccine dream. I love the vaccine all day long. I want to vaccinate your mom. I want to stick it deep in your arm. Oh my, where are you? I want to vaccinate you, but you can't hear my song. Vaccinate me in my thong. Vaccination, right or wrong. Dr. Fauci, give me that ouchie. I want it in my body. Vaccinate me to go to the party. Omar back. Vaccinate me, white or black. Vaccinate you. Vaccinate who? Vaccinate you all day long. Vaccinate your dad and mom. Vaccinate me in my thong. Vaccinate the mayor. I am a vaccination player. What can I say? I'm the real Ron Sayer, prime time, 99, on the grind, all the time. I blow your mind, I spit the rhyme, I commit the crime. I'm always on time because I'm 99, Alex, and I grind and shine, and I blow your mind. One more time, vaccinate your mind, vaccinate your body, vaccinate your life, live your vaccination party. I love y'all. Peace. God bless. Follow my Instagram.
The communication efforts are a mess and have only made things worse.
Tests are hard to find. They're costly, so it's, ineffective at the end of the day.
If you look at this data, your current plan is not working.
Americans are standing in extremely long lines to get a COVID test. In the future, the federal response must be more proactive in this space.
So, this was something else there. It got heated at times. President Biden's top health officials, including Dr. Fauci, facing bipartisan criticism over these confusing COVID guidelines. I mentioned it was heated. It had its moments. Kentucky Republican Rand Paul was in the middle of a lot of it. Senator, good morning to you.
There's no perfect solution to this. They're trying to balance the fact that the world and the United States, and particularly certain parts of the United States, are just up to here with COVID. They just really need to somehow get their life back. You don't want to be reckless and throw everything aside, but you got to start inching towards that. And you're right. When you do that, you then to veer away from paying attention to something that might be important. So somebody's going to ask the question that I don't have the answer to. What's the balance? I think, what they did is they locked down, China locked down completely. And while there's still virus floating around in the society and you have a completely naive population, it's like you're starting from square one.
It seems another layer of danger to play politics around matters of life and death.
Right, exactly. And to me, that's unbelievably bad, because all I want to do is save people's lives. And anybody who's looking at this carefully realizes that there's a distinct anti-science flavor to this. So if they get up and criticize science, nobody's going to know what they're talking about. But if they get up and really aim their bullets at Tony Fauci, well, people could recognize there's a person there, so it's easy to criticize. But they're really criticizing science, because I represent science.
Ring, my friend, I know you'll call Dr. Fauci. The only man we can trust right now is Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci. He's a really brilliant man. He'll help you to understand. You gotta wash your hands, says Dr. Fauci. He studied MERS and he studied SARS, Dr. Fauci. A ton of brains in a fun-sized bar, that's Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci. He's the man you must believe, helping you in time of need. We all just might succeed with Dr. Fauci. Keep yourself 6 feet away. Don't hold toilet paper. Dr. Fauci. My friend works for the CDC, Dr. Fauci. Please don't sneeze and spread disease, says Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci. He's the man with a plan. Social distancing is grand, but you still gotta wash your hands, says Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci, he's so fine. He even has his own marble head. Dr. Fauci. So don't be dumb like some folks you know, says Dr. Fauci. Stay at home, watch that tiger show, says Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci.
This is a story about control. My control. Control of what I say, control of what I do. And this time I'm gonna do it my way. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. Are we ready? I am. 'Cause it's all about control. And I've got lots of it.
Forgot my mask, now I'm passing gas. They say you spray the COVID from your face and ass, so think fast. If your butt goes blast, people kick your ass if you don't have your mask. Grab two, 'cause just one won't do. If you only have one mask, you get the China flu, Kung Fu. It's from the Wuhan, dude. Take a vaccine and relax, or better yet, take two. My taste buds and smell goes numb, and there's a slight chance I got a case of the runs. Conundrum, toilet paper low. Watching my last piece circle the bowl, around and round it goes. I head to the Costco, 'cause government said it's the only place that you can go. And no, we can't stand it, but it's a pandemic. Put on some fresh spandex, all the mask bandits. Hey girl, you know your mask looks great. Come on everyone, it's time to masturbate. Hey girl, you know your mask looks great. Come on everyone, it's time to masturbate. Hey girl, you know your mask looks great. Come on everyone, it's time to masturbate. Hey girl, you know your mask looks great.
Would you like to masturbate?
I think your mask looks boss. Joey and Ross, Phoebe and Chandler got the COVID cough. Don't take your mask off when you're at the bank. You're looking like you came in here to rob the place. I wear a mask at night when I'm in bed. I keep a few dozen wrapped around my head, so don't get saucy, you mask Nazi. Here comes the chin diaper kamikaze posse. I don't pop oxy, don't know where you've been. That's why I'm taking my hydroxychloroquine. But it's still not enough, so Fauci, please shut up. He doesn't wear a mask at the country club. Hey girl, you know your mask looks great. Come on everyone, it's time to masturbate. Hey girl, you know your mask looks great. Come on everyone, it's time to masturbate. Hey girl, you know your mask looks great. Come on everyone, it's time to masturbate. Hey girl, you know your mask looks great. Come on everyone, it's time to masturbate.
Would you like to masturbate?
Come on everyone, it's time to masturbate.
Would you like to masturbate?
Come on everyone, it's time to masturbate.
Would you like to masturbate?
Come on everyone, it's time to masturbate.
Would you like to masturbate?
Come on everyone, it's time to masturbate.
Would you like to masturbate?
These days, the ranks of Fauci critics have multiplied.
And this demon doctor must never be allowed to escape justice.
But if anything, in this age of COVID, the charge now is that Fauci has done too much.
Here's a guy who fully expected to spend his life giving prostate exams, and there he was declaring the ancient Christian calendar null and void.
When you see the "Thank you, Dr. Fauci" signs, does that shelter you a little bit?
It does. I mean, the fact that you know that people really care about you and understand what you're doing really deflects a lot of the crazy attacks that you get.
But after nearly 2 years of COVID, 750,000 Americans killed by the pandemic, and an unrelenting assault on his competence and honesty, does Dr. Fauci have any second thoughts about the past and fresh thoughts about the next time? Could it have been different if the president had led in a different way?
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dr. Fauci, give us vaccines.
You suck.
Help all the people who have been quarantined.
Fuck you.
We'll wear our masks, but we'll have to stay distant. We'll wash our hands and we'll be more resistant. Fauci,
Get off the stage,
yes,
homo.
promise us, please. We'll have a cure that can fight off this disease. Restrictions soon will lift with ease. Dr. Fauci, don't forget me.
What a fucking loser.
Avoiding the crowds, not coming out. Got my mask on, it's true. Use a background on Zoom that is magical. 'Cause life feels so terrible. Now wearing jeans can't feel glamorous. With White House briefings that don't leave us with trust. Then before our eyes saw you under flashing lights. Now you know that Tony, I'm your biggest fan. I'm trusting everything you tell me. Dr. Fauci, Tony, there's no other superstar except for Andy. Dr. Fauci, your eyes are really kind, and I won't stop until you speak your mind. Tony, you're so famous, won't shake hands until you let me. Dr. Fauci. You're the reason that I watch the show, and Deborah Brooks and her scarves. Yeah, 'cause you're my no scars in between the mess and your Brooklyn accent. Yeah, I'm concerned about the bridges we burn. WHOY, but one thing's not a lie, that you'll win the prize for sexiest man alive. You know that Tony, I'm your biggest fan. I'm trusting everything you tell me. Dr. Fauci, Tony, there's no other superstar except for Andy. Dr. Fauci, your eyes are really kind, and I won't stop until you speak your mind. Tony, you're so famous, won't shake hands until you let me. Dr. Fauci.
I'd say even if you live alone, I would wear a mask in the house, especially in the shower, because frankly, droplets can make their way through the drain and come up through somebody else's toilet, infecting them with COVID through the anus. Ballpark, in 2 to 5 to 20 years, we can start thinking about considering the idea of pondering the thought of conceptualizing the possibility of maybe, perhaps reopening, but
Probably not. I would avoid having any fun whatsoever in the near to far future. Thanks for watching that. Make sure you subscribe, but only if you have 9 masks on. Otherwise, you're putting everybody on YouTube at risk.
It seems another layer of danger to play politics around matters of life and death.
Right, exactly. And to me, that's unbelievably bad, because all I want to do is save people's lives. I mean, anybody who's looking at this carefully realizes that there's a distinct anti-science flavor to this. So if they get up and criticize science, nobody's going to know what they're talking about. But if they get up and really aim their bullets at Tony Fauci, well, people could recognize there's a person there, so it's easy to criticize. But they're really criticizing science, because I represent science.
A new call from Dr. Anthony Fauci tonight, now asking China to release the medical records of several scientists who, according to U.S. intelligence reports, got seriously sick at a lab in Wuhan weeks before China confirmed its first COVID case. Fauci telling the Financial Times, did they really get sick? And if so, what did they get sick with? That lab in the spotlight, and now so is Fauci himself, under fire from critics who argue he prematurely dismissed the possibility that COVID-19 leaked from that Wuhan facility.
Dr. Fauci needs to be brought in under oath to answer questions about this.
From early on, Fauci highlighting the more prominent theory among many scientists that the virus jumped from animals to humans, the explanation China also backs.
Is totally consistent with a jump of a species from an animal to a human.
It comes after thousands of pages of Fauci's emails from the early days of the pandemic were released to several news organizations under the Freedom of Information Act, including one from the NIH director who last April sent Fauci a link to a news article suggesting the lab leak theory was true. The subject line, conspiracy gains momentum. Fauci's response is redacted.
Did you agree at that time in April of 2020 that the lab leak theory was a conspiracy theory?
No, not necessarily at all. The situation is that we didn't know, and we still don't know, what the origin is.
Some now suggesting scientists downplayed the lab leak possibility because former President Donald Trump repeatedly raised it.
The question was much more open than most people were led to believe.
Still, there's a distinction between whether any leak may have been an accidental mishap during research on naturally occurring viruses, or whether, as some have insinuated, the virus was somehow engineered and then escaped. Fauci argues his emails are ripe for being taken out of context, and President Biden today said he is very confident in Fauci.
Once upon a time, science opened up the door. We would feed the hungry fields till they couldn't eat no more. But the potions that we made touched the creatures down below, and they grew up in a way that we'd never seen before.
It's very dangerous, Chuck, because a lot of what you're seeing as attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science. Because all of the things that I have spoken about consistently from the very beginning have been fundamentally based on science. Sometimes those things were inconvenient truths for people, and there was pushback against me. So if you are trying to, get at me as a public health official and a scientist, you're really attacking not only Dr. Anthony Fauci, you're attacking science. And anybody that looks at what's going on clearly sees that. You have to be asleep not to see that.
What an insult. Let's bring in Tucker Carlson, host of Tucker Carlson Tonight. He's got another special on the Tucker Carlson Originals.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Oh, no, you can't disguise. You can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Although I'm not making plans, I hope that you understand there's a reason why. Close your eyes. No more broken hearts. We're better off apart. Let's give it a try. Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Oh, no, you can't disguise. You can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
Wanted to bring you some pretty stunning comments from Dr. Anthony Fauci, who basically just admitted why and how the government lied to us about the efficacy of wearing masks. Let's take a listen as he explains the real reason they told us not to do that.
What about a month or so, or 2 or 3 ago, when people were saying, you don't really need to wear a mask? Well, the reason for that is that we were concerned, the public health community, and many people were saying this, were concerned that it was at a time when personal protective equipment, including the N95 masks and the surgical masks, were in very short supply. And we wanted to make sure that the people, namely the healthcare workers, who were brave enough to put themselves in harm's way to take care of people who were infected with the coronavirus and the danger of them getting infected, we did not want them to be without the equipment that they needed.
It is
just hard. A lot on live television.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Hard to overstate how outrageous it is that he's just like, because he says, people were saying, no. The Surgeon General and the U.S. government were saying, don't wear a mask, not because we need these critical supplies for our frontline healthcare workers, which would have been that. Like, yes, tell us that. People would have listened. No, there was a whole elaborate rationales and many articles written about how masks didn't really work. So don't buy masks, don't wear masks. In fact, they may make things worse. But also, by the way, our healthcare professionals are definitely going to be wearing them, which never made sense. You're like, if they don't work, then why does it matter for them to have them? It never made sense. And then it comes out, he just admits they were plainly lying to us.
They lied to us to keep supply. And you know what? If they had just been honest with Americans and said, hey, please don't buy a mask right now. We need the mask, all the professional masks for professionals. Make one out of a towel that you have laying around, an old towel, cut it up. We'll show you how to do it. Fine. Right. Who would not have done that? I would have done it. So would have millions of other Americans.
Right.
Instead, they lied. How many people died? And now we're actually learning. Out of all of the things, remember Fauci at the time was like, wash your hands, wash my hands 30 times a day. Not a lot of efficacy to washing your hands. Hand sanitizer. Number one most important thing, wearing a mask is what they say in crowded places. And that the method of transmission, it's not even off surfaces. It's if you're in an enclosed area where people are talking loudly and where there's not a lot of air circulation, which is highly populated. And the number one way that you can cut down on that is to wear a mask whenever you're in such an environment. And so it's just like all of a sudden, we're just like all wearing masks now. I can't even get service at a restaurant if I don't have my mask on. A couple months ago, people were just walking around willy-nilly. How many people died? because of that. I just think this is the greatest public health scandal in a generation.
It really is. And how many people are still not wearing masks because of that early indication that they didn't work? And so that was part of what fed this whole like culture war, wear a mask, not wear a mask thing. If everyone had been honest and upfront and on the same page, then you may have more compliance from people at this point when we do know that this is actually something that's really important, that really helps stop the spread. And as we're talking about this, we are seeing a spike in a lot of states. 10 states saw a record number of new COVID cases this week. Florida in particular is looking like a potential new epicenter. 23 states right now are seeing an upward trend in new coronavirus cases. And look, states are reopening, and this is partly anticipated. We don't know yet what the fallout from Memorial Day and then the protests is ultimately going to be. But part of the problem, too, is that people have been lied to, and they got bad information, and that is going to have a massive impact.
Lied to twice now. First on the mask, then on the protests. Not anybody, just people just whitewashing, saying, no, protests are fine, it's all good, but, you also, the fact that you had to cancel your wedding and all that, that still stands. So people aren't going to listen. They're not going to listen on the mask. They're not going to listen on this. And it's because the public health establishment lied twice. And now we're approaching what, I'm not saying it's a second wave, but maybe there is. Who knows, right? Like when Fauci says something,
not good. The numbers aren't good.
I don't know if I trust him anymore. And so you're looking at these types of things and you're just like, the government didn't take care of its citizens economically. It didn't provide the proper public health guidance. There's still not even temperature checks in our airports, as far as I understand. What's going on? I mean, it's just a total and complete failure all around.
Yeah, absolute failure on every level. And this moment of just outright admitting we weren't telling the truth.
Nobody's paying attention.
We were lying to you.
Yeah.
We were, masks. We knew it from the beginning, but we wanted to save our supply. Absolutely
Crazy.
unbelievable.
Absolutely crazy.
More rising query
Fuck all you hoes! Detroit till I die, motherfucker! Talking all that bullshit.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
I'm a moonshine sipper, straight slipping in the darkness. Far from heartless, I'm more like the sharpest tool in the shed. No, I've never been the smartest, but make no mistake, I hit the fucking hardest. Devil without a cause, you heard me screaming, and 20 years later, bitch, I still fucking mean it. Bucker, you ain't never met a motherfucker like this. Kiss my ass, then you can suck a dick sideways, my way or the highway. Listen up, ain't nothing changed here. I still don't give a fuck. So what the fuck's up with all the backlash? You snowflakes, here's a news flash.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
Years ago, we all thought it was a joke.
stop. Don't 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 stop. No sleep.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes.
Let's hear from the hapless leader of the free world who seems to think that things are just hunky-dory for the American people, and it's the psychological toll of COVID that's stopping them from realizing how good they have it.
There's a phenomenal negative psychological impact that COVID has had on the public psyche. And so you have an awful lot of people who are, notwithstanding the fact that things have gotten so much better for them economically, that they are thinking, but how do you get up in the morning feeling happy? Right. Happy that everything's all right.
Did he just claim things are much better economically? The US is experiencing a 40-year high inflation rate. People are struggling to afford groceries or to fill their car with gas. Crime is soaring across the US, and the country has completely lost control of its southern border, with more than 200,000 illegal immigrants crossing a month. But sure, the American people have never had it better. They're just ungrateful or suffering from a unique variety of long COVID. In the interview that aired on the weekend, Biden also claimed that he was restoring decency.
I hope my legacy is that I was able to restore some decency and honor to the office. I was able to bring the middle class back to a place where they had real opportunity, given an even chance to succeed. And I was able to reconstruct our alliances, which had been frayed so badly internationally. And that I was able to bring people together, bring the politics of America together.
The man is either unhinged, hopelessly confused, or just lying. At this point, there are no other options.
We the people, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you! Wear your mask, take your pills, now a whole generation's mentally ill. Man, fuck Fauci. But COVID's near, it's coming to town. We gotta act quick, shut our borders down. Joe Biden does, the media embraces. Big Doc does it and they call him racist. We the people. Let's go, Brandon. We the people. Let's go, Brandon. We the people. Let's go, Brandon. We the people. Fuck Facebook. Fuck Twitter too. And the mainstream media. Fuck you too. Yeah, you. We the Inflation's up like the minimum wage, so it's all the same. Ain't a damn thing changed. You piece of shit, I don't see color. Black lives matter. No shit, motherfucker. But we gotta keep fighting for the right to be free. And every human being doesn't have to agree. We all bleed red, brother, listen to me. It's time for
work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Killing in the name of. Killing in the name of. Now you do what they told ya. 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 And 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 now you do what they told ya. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge and your chosen white. You're justified. Those that died for wearing the badge and your chosen white. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge and your chosen white. You're justified. Those who died for wearing the badge and your chosen white. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Killing in the name of. Killing in the name of. Now you do what they told ya. 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 You're under control. Now you do what they told ya. You're under control. Now you do what they told ya. You're under control. And now you do what they told ya. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told ya. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told ya. You're under control. And now you do what they told ya. You're under control. And now you do what they told ya. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge and your chosen white. You're justified. Those that died for wearing the badge and your chosen white. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge and your chosen white. You're justified. Those that died for wearing the badge and your chosen white. Come on.
I should be prosecuted. You have to be asleep not to figure that one out. And that's what I worry about. I'm just gonna do my job. Unbelievably bad. That's what I have done for the last 50 years. Misinformation. It just makes common sense. CC lies.
And I think I know why.
As attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science. Science in general. There's a distinct anti-science flavor.
chocolate chip.
I represent science. That's dangerous.
You're attacking science, Dr. Anthony Fauci.
You are doing something detrimental to society.
You're attacking science.
I represent science. You do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially. You do not know what you are talking about. I'm not going to be around here forever, but science is going to be here forever.
Woke up today, feeling okay. Wow, this is new. Got the vaccine and it's been 2 weeks. There's life in the streets, hot people at brunch, and I've got a hunch mimosas are gonna be bottomless. Turning off Zoom after 15 long months stuck on mute. No lockdowns anymore. We can finally walk out the door. The sunlight is a fantasy. It still doesn't feel real to me. No lockdowns anymore. Will they still take my temp at the door? Shout out to our favorite MD, Anthony Fauci.
Look at my hair. I'm no longer scared to have it cut. Back in the gym where I start to sweat.
Maybe not yet.
Say hi on the street. Air kiss on the cheek. It's been so long since I've put on my shoes. So, let's hit the club or get drunk and get matching tattoos.
No lockdowns anymore. Time to go back to work indoors.
No more sweatpants or zooming in
while I really watch Bridgerton. No lockdowns anymore. Traffic is so much worse than before.
The world's such a new place to me.
What's an NFT?
I have no idea.
What?
So, been a long wait. I'm so ready for life to restart.
No lockdowns. No lockdowns. Ready for life to restart. No lockdowns anymore.
Gonna live the next year outdoors.
We could see a movie at 3.
Making plans is like sex to me.
It's what we've been waiting for. To embrace all that life has in store. It's time to make new memories.
Once you got the vaccine,
hug your family.
It's time to hug your family.
Feeling so relieved.
Oh yeah, we're feeling so relieved.
No lockdowns, we're free.
Well, hello there. It's me, Dr. Fauci.